Hi, I'm Heather Quick, owner of the Quick Law Group, Divorce and Family Law for Women. I get asked a lot how I got into this business of family law and divorce and then representing women only. So I began my legal career as a prosecutor, which was a wonderful job. You really felt like you were doing the right thing. And I got a big thrill of going to court and putting people in jail. So, which for a lot of people that scares them, but it was just, or they hear that and they think, oh, that sounds awful, but it was really just upholding what was right in the law to me. So I really enjoyed that process. And after leaving the state attorney's office, a lot of individuals go into criminal defense work. It really was not something that I was passionate about. It was not something that I felt like I could do a service to others doing. And in the meantime, while I was doing that, one of my mentors was my uncle, and he had a practice and he did family law. And really kind of taught me the ropes of it. At the time, I was a younger attorney and didn't have a lot of life experience, but I got into the family law, I understood it, and it was something that I didn't know at the time was what I was meant to do. It was as I evolved, just as a human being and as a lawyer, I really understood that this was something that I could make a difference with. And when I opened my own practice, I found that my family law clients really needed my help. They could not navigate the system without someone. They needed that expertise, and there's so much to lose financially as well as emotionally. I mean, these are your children and your life you're talking about. You have to open up to a complete stranger about things that you never thought you'd have to talk about. I felt like that was something I was really good at, is one, deciphering the information, taking in their stories, and really understanding, hey, what will help you get to where you want to go and what won't, and really working on a strategy, taking in all the information and then weaving through strategically what's going to help you get to where you want to get. There's a lot of psychology involved in that, and just knowing really how to relate to humans and listen to them. And I've always been fascinated by people, their stories. There's so much behind the scenes, that none of us ever know. And, you feel it's an honor. People trust you with their life and their stories, and you're able to take that and really help them get where they want to go. And I'm confident 100% that they can't do it on their own. And they really are, looking for somebody who hears them and understands where they are now and where they want to be. Many of my clients don't even know where they want to be, and that's an important part of our job, is to help them get there. And that's one of the things that we love to do at our team, is to really help them see their future. So within that practice of family law, I began to see some patterns, and particularly with women. Because when I first started practicing, I did what everybody else does, and that's represent men and women in divorce. Because I really didn't know any better, and I was just beginning as a business owner. But I noticed trends, and I noticed that women really didn't value themselves in the process. And here they would come to our office, and they've been beat down by the circumstances, by the fighting with their husband, and they're really scared and nervous, and they didn't recognize the value that they had brought to the marriage if they weren't working. They also, if they'd been working, were really scared if they were the primary breadwinner and now the husband's threatening the children. It does not matter how much money you earn or whether you work or you stay home or a little combination of both. There's a lot of fear, and I just felt like that pattern, I recognized it again and again. And it was something that I recognized in my own life. Personally, I'd seen my mother go through this, through divorce, and give up. And just when you're like, no, don't give up, like you're almost at the finish line, and you really need somebody to tell you, like, who's been there before, and who's not personally involved, who can say, no, we're almost there, and this is where you can end up if you're willing to stick it out a little bit longer. Then that was kind of when I had that big aha moment. I was like, wow, this is something that happens again and again with women, and it's not specific to if it's an issue of the children or the money. It just tends to happen. It's a common pattern. It was at that point that I realized that I really want to help these women. They need somebody strong who's not emotionally involved in their case and who's willing to see it through to the end. And that's when we began the transition to transition the firm to represent women only. The more work we did with women, the more I began to understand not only these patterns, but that men and women go through divorce differently, and you know, they just have different needs because we are different and we communicate differently and we experience things differently. Men tend to be more strategic and view the divorce as a business transaction. And that is very difficult for women, and especially when they don't expect it. One of the big things that I say again and again, you know, at least if you know what's coming, it can be a little easier, you can brace yourself, versus just being blindsided and not seeing what could potentially come. So we began to develop the practice around that ability to help women see and know what's coming based on our experience, and to help them understand this is strategy. I'm not asking our clients to create the strategy, that's our job, but for them to understand this is why we're doing this. This isn't just a you show up, you exchange financials, and you know, then you settle. There is strategy involved, and that's a really great word. It's not a negative word. It's a wonderful word, because how else are we going to get you to the outcome that you desire? The only way to do that is to have a plan and then to take action on that plan. What we found is we're able to ask women, well, what is it that you want? Which is a difficult question. I mean, many women really, they've been just going through life for so long. It's been a while since they sat back and said, you know, what do I want? Where do I want to be? You know, personally and financially and professionally, where do I want my life to be? And then what is it going to take to get there? And we just start with that, and it just became so fulfilling to work with women to help get them where they want to be, and using our strategies and our techniques to help get the case there. It's a different approach than when I used to represent both men and women, because we can really structure it to, you know, where our client is at that point in time as a female, and what is it that she's going through. Because yes, everybody's different, but there are a lot of patterns. There are very similar patterns that I have recognized and just created within the practice to help us get these women and our clients through this process. And the beautiful thing, I mean, the best thing about it really is that we have clients, we tell our clients, you know, you're our clients for life. And that doesn't mean that you're gonna go through divorces again, but you're gonna come back. Maybe you will get remarried, you know, and have that hope and have a wonderful marriage, and let us know about it. We're just excited for you. Or you'll come back and we'll do your estate plan, or we'll help you with issues with your children. Maybe you'll start a business after this, and that's really exciting, and we help women with that as well. There's just so many things, and we look at this as a long-term relationship. We really want to help you in this most difficult time of your life, but then usually, you know, the most difficult things provide the biggest reward. It's just really hard to get through it, but if you're willing to be tough and committed to the result, we can help you get there on the other side. And it's just wonderful. We have relationships with our clients for many years just because we care. We really do. I really enjoy family law. I think it's a difficult thing. Divorce is very difficult, and nobody wants to go through it. I don't care how unhappy they are, you know, and nobody really ever thought they'd go through it when they walked down the aisle. So we have this opportunity to really be at a pivotal point in women's lives, and we take that very seriously, and we really want to help them get to the other side so that they can live, you know, the life that they were really meant to live, and they just don't have to tolerate things anymore that don't serve them and usually don't serve their children. So that's really the heart of why we do this. I just really believe that women have so much more to offer, and many times it takes something like this, it takes a life event like this that forces them to really step into what they're truly capable of. If we can help you in any way, please let us know. Reach out to the Quick Law Group. If there would be a topic that you'd be interested in hearing, please comment, and we will make sure we do a video on that so that we can really maybe ease your mind a little bit, just because knowledge is power in and of the fact that at least you have some idea what to expect and what's coming. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and give us a call at the Quick Law Group.